Jump to content. Main menu. Main menu. Move to sidebar hide. Navigation. Main page. Contents. Current events. Random article. About Wikipedia. Contact us. Contribute. Help. Learn to edit. Community portal. Recent changes. Upload file. Search. Search. Appearance. Donate. Create account. Login. Personal tools. Donate. Create account. Login. Pages for logged out editors. Learn more. Contributions. Talk. Contents. Move to sidebar hide. Top 1 Terminology. Toggle terminology subsection. 1.1 Definition. 2 History. Toggle history subsection. 2.1 Background, pre-slavery. 2.1.1 Biblical and patristic era, 1 St. 5th century. 2.2 Slavery era, 1400 s. 1867. 2.2.1 The Kingdom of Congo, 14th 17th century. 2.2.2 Europe in North America, 1528 1803. 2.2.2.1 Spain. 2.2.2.2 France. 2.2.2.3 Britain. 2.2.3 Antebellum and Civil War era, 1776 1867. 2.2.3.1 Pierre to Saint. 2.2.3.2 First religious orders and parishes. 2.2.3.3 Father Claude Maistre. 2.2.3.4 Saint Augustine, D.C. 2.2.3.5 Historic Saint Francis Xavier, Baltimore. 2.2.3.6 First Seminarians and Priests. 2.3 Post-Emancipation Era, late 19th century. 2.3.1 Louisiana. 2.3.2 Prominent Black figures. 2.3.3 Organizing. 2.4 Missions era, 1890s-1950s. 2.4.1 The Josephites. 2.4.2 Comite des Citoyens. 2.4.3 New national organizations. 2.4.4 The Divine Word Society and St. Augustine Seminary. 2.4.5 Xavier University of Louisiana and Claver College. 2.4.6 First Great Migration. 2.4.6.1 Chicago. 2.4.6.2 Harlem Renaissance. 2.4.6.3 Integration of seminaries. 2.5 Civil Rights Era, 1950s-1960s. 2.6 Black Catholic Movement, late 1960s-1990s. 2.6.1 Beginnings. 2.6.2 Growth, 1969-1971. 2.6.3 Education Reform and Exodus, 1971-1975. 2.6.4 New Organizations, Major Thinkers and Uskblätter, late 1970s. 2.6.5 George Stallings, Notable Black Bishops, and the Black Catholic Rite, 1980s early 1990s. 2.6.5.1 Revived Congress Movement and Liturgical Explorations. 2.6.6 Watershed Moments, 1990s. 3 21st Century. Toggle 21st Century subsection. 3.1 Firsts. 3.2 African Interplay and the Josephites. 3.3 Worship. 3.4 Documents. 3.5 Hierarchy. 3.6 Lapsing. 4 Theology. Toggle Theology subsection. 4.1 General. 4.2 Academic. 5 Practices. Toggle Practices subsection. 5.1 Gospel Mass. 5.1.1 Music. 5.1.1.1 Black Gospel. 5.1.1.2 Jazz. 5.1.2 Dance. 5.1.3 Preaching. 5.1.4 Rite. 5.2 Prayer. 6 Population. 7 Institutions. Toggle Institutions subsection. 7.1 Religious orders with predominantly black membership and / or significant black ministry. 7.2 Organizations. 7.2.1 Associations. 7.2.2 Conferences. 7.2.3 Academic. 8 Notable figures. Toggle Notable figures subsection. 8.1 Black saints. 8.2 Bishops, living. 8.2.1 Ordinaries. 8.2.1.1 Active. 8.2.1.1.1 Archbishops. 8.2.1.2 Retired. 8.2.2 Auxiliaries. 8.2.2.1 Active. 8.3 Activists. 8.4 Artists. 8.5 Educators. 8.6 Firsts. 8.7 Athletes and coaches. 8.8 Jurists. 8.9 Politicians. 8.10 Philanthropists. 8.11 Media figures. 9 Pilgrimage sites. 10 Ecumenism. 11 In popular media. Toggle in popular media subsection. 11.1 Film. 11.2 Theatre. 12 See also. 13 References. 14 Further reading. 15 External links. Toggle the table of contents. Black Catholicism. 1 Language. Bahasa Indonesia. Edit links. Article. Talk. English. Read. Edit. View history. Tools. Tools. Move to sidebar hide. Actions. Read. Edit. View history. General. What links here? Related changes. Upload file. Special pages. Permanent link. Page information. Cite this page. Get shortened URL. Download QR code. Expand all. Edit interlineage links. Print / export. Download as PDF. Printable version. In other projects. Wikidata item. Appearance. Move to sidebar hide. Text. Small. Standard. Large. This page always uses small font size. Width. Standard. Wide. The content is as wide as possible for your browser window. Color, beta. Automatic. Light. Dark. This page is always in light mode. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. African American religious group. Part of a series on Black Catholicism. 1892 Colored Catholic Congress. Overview. Pope Francis. History. Black Catholic Movement. National Black Catholic Congress. Show. Background. African Christianity. African Catholicism. Congo Catholicism, Black Christianity, Catholicism and race, Age of Discovery, Catholic slavery, U.S. Catholicism, Haitian Revolution, Stono Rebellion, San Miguel de Guilderp, Fort Mose, Show, People, Saints, Moses the Black, Augustine, Monica, Benedict the Moor, Martin de Porres, Peter Claver, Catherine Drexel, On the Way to Sainthood, Pierre and Juliette to Saint, Mary Elizabeth Lang, OSP, Harriet DeLille, SSF, Augustus Tolton, Samuel Henderson, Julia Greeley, Mary Theodore Williams, FHM, Thea Bowman, FSPA, Martin de Porres Ward, OFM Conv, Cardinals, Wilton D. Gregory, Archbishops, Eugenia Marino, SSJ, James P. Like, OFM, Bishops, James Healy, Joseph O. Bowers, SVD, Harold R. Perry, SVD, Joseph L. Howes, Priests, Patrick Healy, SJ, John R. Slattery, SSJ, Charles F. Uncles, SSJ, Cyprian Davis, OSB, Clarence Rivers, Pascal Salisbury, OP, Seminarians, William Augustine Williams, Families, Healy family, Show, Institutions, Churches, Basilicas, Basilica of Saint Mary of the Immaculate Conception, Norfolk, Virginia, Our Lady of Sorrows Basilica, Other, Saint Augustine, New Orleans, Saint Augustine, D.C., Saint Francis Xavier, Baltimore, Saint Benedict the Moor, NYC, Most Pure Heart of Mary, Mobile, Religious Communities, Oblate Sisters of Providence, Sisters of the Holy Family, Franciscan Handmaids of the Most Pure Heart of Mary, the Josephites, Society of African Missions, Fraternal Orders, Knights of Peter Claver, Schools, Xavier University of Louisiana, Claver College, St. Augustine High School, New Orleans, St. Augustine Seminary, Bay St. Louis, St. Anthony's Mission House, Organizations, Colored Catholic Congress, Federated Colored Catholics, National Black Catholic Clergy Caucus, National Black Sisters Conference, National Black Catholic Seminarians Association, National Black Catholic Lay Caucus, the National Office for Black Catholics, National Association of Black Catholic Administrators, National Black Catholic Congress, Black Catholic Theological Symposium, Institute for Black Catholic Studies, National Association of Black Catholic Deacons, Show, Literature, History of Black Catholics in the United States, Davis, Show, Worship, Gospel Mass, Black Unity Mass, Prayer, Sacraments, Show, Rites, Roman, Ordinary Form, Zaire Use, Show, Controversies, Jesuit Bend Incident, George Stallings, Imani Temple, Show, Miscellaneous, Anti-Catholicism, Ecumenism, Relations with Protestantism, Islam, Show, Societal Issues, U.S. Catholic Politics, Show, Links and Resources, Index, Outline, Glossary, Category, Media, Templates. Wikiproject. Vatican City Portal. Catholic Church Portal. V. T. E. Black Catholicism or African American Catholicism comprises the African American people, beliefs, and practices in the Catholic Church. There are currently around 3 million Black Catholics in the United States, making up 6% of the total population of African Americans, who are mostly Protestant, and 4% of American Catholics. 1. 2. Black Catholics in America are a heavily immigrant population, with only 68% being born in the United States, while 12% were born in Africa, 11% were born in the Caribbean and 5% born in other parts of Central or South America. 3. About a quarter of Black Catholics worship in historically Black parishes, 4, most of which were established during the Jim Crow era as a means of racial segregation. Others were established in Black communities and merely reflected the surrounding population, while the most recent crop came about due to population displacement, white flight, during and after the Great Migration. 5. Prior to the Second Vatican Council, Black Catholics attended Mass in Latin, as did the rest of the Western Church, and did not display much difference in terms of liturgy or spiritual patrimony. 6. During the 1950s, however, innovators such as Clarence Rivers began to integrate Negro spirituals into settings of the Mass winking sad smiley 7. This trend eventually blossomed into the so-called Black Catholic movement during the larger Black-powered zeitgeist of the late 60s and 70s. 8. Some have termed this period the Black Catholic Revolution or the Black Catholic Revolt. 9. As this newfound Black consciousness swept up many Black clergy, consecrated religious, and lay people, Black Catholicism came of age. 8. Entire disciplines of Black Catholic studies emerged. 10. Gospel Mass became a staple of Black Catholic parishes. 11. Black Christian spirituality, formerly seen as Protestant, was also claimed by Black Catholics, and the Black Catholic Church emerged as a significant player in the public and ecclesial life of the larger American Church. A large exodus of African American Catholics, alongside other Catholics in America, during the 1970s was followed by a continually shrinking population of African Americans within the Catholic Church in the 21st century. 12. 13. A 2021 Pew Research study noted that only just over half of Black American adults who were raised Catholic still remain in the Church. 14. Terminology. Edit. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. April 2023. Learn how and when to remove this message. Definition. Edit. While the term Black is often used in reference to any sub-Saharan and or dark-skinned, African-descended person, the term in apposition to Catholicism is usually used to refer to African Americans. This became solidified during the Black Pride movement of the late 60s and 70s, when blackness as an expressive cultural element became more and more popular in the public discourse. As Black became the most common descriptor for African Americans, replacing Negro, so Black Catholic became the most common moniker for their Catholic adherents. Developments in the expression of Catholicism among Black Catholics, especially within their own Catholic institutions, eventually led to a more independent identity within the Church, such that terms like Black Catholicism and the Black Catholic Church became more and more commonplace. History. Edit. Background, pre-slavery. Edit. Main articles, Catholic Church in Africa History, and Christianity in Africa History. Biblical and Patristic Era, 1st–5th century. Edit. Catholic Christianity among African-descended people has its roots in the earliest converts to Christianity, including Mark the Evangelist, the unnamed Ethiopian eunuch, Simon of Cyrene, and Simeon Niger. Several of the early Church Fathers were also native to Africa, including Clement of Alexandria, Origen, Tertullian, Athanasius, Cyril of Alexandria, Cyprian, and Augustine. Saints Perpetua and Felicity and Saint Maurice, as well as his military regiment, early martyrs, were also African. 15. There have also been 3 African popes, Victor I, Melchades, also a martyr, and Gelasius I. 15. The vast majority of these patristic-era figures resided in North Africa, where various Christian communities thrived until the Muslim conquests of the region. 16. The Muslim takeover of southern Spain, Al-Andalus, forced a significant Catholic community from there into North Africa, specifically Morocco. These individuals constituted the Mozarabic tradition. There were multiple early Christian kingdoms in Africa, the most notable of which emerged in Ethiopia, then Aksum. Around this same era, however, there were also 3 Nubian Christian kingdoms, all of which were conquered and left little trace of their former glory. Scholars have since recovered some of their history. 17. Due to the Chalcedonian schism in the 5th century, however, most of this Eastern, African, Christianity became divorced from Catholicism very early on. Immediately prior to the dawn of the transatlantic slave trade, Catholic Christianity in West Africa, the region that would produce virtually all of the individuals ending up in America as slaves, was primarily limited to converts born from early European missionary contact, especially in the Congo region. 18. Roughly a century before Europe made contact with what would become the United States, the Portuguese entered the Congo and began to make converts and engage in trade. There was also some limited slave trading between the European power and their new African colleagues. 19. Slavery era, 1400s 1867. Edit. Main articles, Catholic Church and Slavery in the Colonial History of the United States. The Kingdom of Congo, 14th–17th century. Edit. Main article, Catholic Church in Congo. The Portuguese appetite for African slaves quickly grew beyond the intentions or capacity of the Congolese people, leading to one Congo ruler going so far as to write the Portuguese king for assistance in stemming the tide of citizens being taken captive from his land. 20. Many of these victims would eventually be brought to the Americas, and some scholars have suggested their common cultural heritage and shared faith led them to instigate at least one major rebellion in the colonial United States. 19. Europe in North America, 1528–1803. Edit. Main articles, Colonial History of the United States and History of the Catholic Church in the United States Colonial Era. Spain. Edit. Main article, Spanish Florida. The first African Catholic slaves that arrived in what would eventually become the United States primarily came during the period of Spanish colonization. Esteban, an African Catholic enslaved by Spaniards, was among the first European groups to enter the region in 1528, via what would become Florida. He would go on to serve on various other North American expeditions. 21. The Afro-Spanish conquistador Juan Garrido entered Puerto Rico in 1509, helping to conquer it for the white Spanish settlers. African Catholics, slave and free, were also among the Spanish settlers who established the Mission Nombre de Dios in the mid-16th century in what is now St. Augustine, Florida. Soon after, the newly established Spanish Florida territory was attracting numerous fugitive slaves from the 13 colonies. The Spanish freed slaves who reached their territory if they converted to Catholicism. Most such freedmen settled at Gracia Real de Santa Teresa de Mos, Fort Mose, the first settlement of freed slaves in North America. 22. Spain also settled the California region with a number of African and mulatto Catholics, including at least 10, and up to 26, 23, of the recently rediscovered Los Pobladores, the 44 founders of Los Angeles in 1781. 24. France. Edit. Main articles: Louisiana, New France, Catholic Church in French Louisiana, and History of the Franco-Americans. As more European nations became involved in the transatlantic slave trade, multiple colonial powers would join the Spanish in bringing African slaves to their colonies in North America. The French involvement would result in various new African Catholic communities, including the most famous, in Louisiana, specifically New Orleans. Here, slaves, affranchis, former slaves, and free people of color, blacks born free, formed a unique hierarchy within the larger American caste system, in which free people of color enjoyed the most privilege, and some even passed for white, and slaves the least, though more phenotypically black individuals faced various prejudices whether they were slave or free. Even so, French Catholicism, and its influence after the French no longer ruled the area, became notable for its degree of interracialism, in which much of church life showed little to no racial discrimination. 25. Britain. Edit. Main article: Catholic Church in the 13 colonies. The same could not be said of the 13 American colonies of British America, where Catholicism was less common and social strictures were more pronounced and harsh. There was little to no distinction made between freeborn blacks, who were rare, and freedmen, and while Catholic slave owners in colonial America were under the same mandate as any Catholics in that they were obligated to convert, baptize, and meet the spiritual needs of their slaves, they were not under any local government codes to the same effect, as were the French, and often neglected their duties in this regard. 26. After the Revolutionary War and the exit of France and Spain from most of North America, Black Catholics in America faced an increasingly unique situation as African Americans living in slavery and after emancipation, segregation in the United States. Antebellum and Civil War era, 1776–1867. Edit. Pierre Toussaint. Edit. During this period a number of black Catholics would make a name for themselves, including Venerable Pierre Toussaint, a Haitian American born into slavery and brought to New York shortly after the founding of the United States. Freed by his owner in 1807, he would go on to become a famous hairdresser, as well as a notable philanthropist alongside his wife Juliette. He is the first layperson to be buried in the crypt below the main altar of St. Patrick's Cathedral on Fifth Avenue, normally reserved for bishops of the Archdiocese of New York. 27. First religious orders and parishes. Edit. The Oblate Sisters of Providence were founded by Haitian-American nun Mother Mary Elizabeth Lang and Fr. James Nicholas Jalbert in 1828 in Baltimore, in a time when black women were not allowed to join existing orders, which were all white, and were thought to be unworthy of the spiritual task. Mother Lang has since been declared a servant of God and could soon be declared a saint. Dedicated to providing education to otherwise neglected black youths, the order would found the all-girls St. Francis Academy in the same year as their founding, the first and oldest continually operating black Catholic school in the U.S. 28. The Oblates' 11th member, Anne Marie Becraft, was quite probably the illicit granddaughter of Charles Carroll, the only Catholic signer of the Declaration of Independence. She started Georgetown Seminary, a school for black girls, in 1820 at age 15, 12 years before joining the order. 29. The Sisters of the Holy Family, founded in New Orleans in 1837 by Mother Harriet DeLille, was similar in origin and purpose to the Oblates, though founded by and made up of Creole free women of color, i.e., mixed-race women who were never enslaved. They too dedicated themselves to education and have operated St. Mary's Academy in New Orleans since its founding in 1867. They also founded the first and oldest Catholic nursing home in the United States, Laffan Nursing Facility, in 1841. 30. That same year and in the same city, St. Augustine's Catholic Church, the nation's oldest black Catholic church, was founded by free blacks in the nation's oldest black neighborhood, Treem. 31. In 1843, Haitian American Catholics in Baltimore established the Society of the Holy Family, a 200-member devotional group dedicated to Bible study, prayer, and especially singing. It was the first black Catholic lay group in the U.S. The group would disband after 2 years when the Archdiocese refused to let them use their large meeting hall. 32. In 1845, one of the founding members of the Oblate Sisters, Teresa Max's Dutch Eman, helped found a predominantly white order of sisters in Michigan, the IHM Congregation. She had been the first us-born black Catholic religious sister when she helped found the Oblates. Notably, due to racism, her name and history was scrubbed from the IHM Sisters records for 160 years, until the early 1990s. 33. Father Claude Maistre. Edit. In 1857, French Catholic priest Claude Pascal Maistre obtained faculties from Archbishop of New Orleans Antoine Blanc to pastor the city's newly created interracial francophone parish, St. Rose of Lima. There he ministered to a French-speaking congregation, encouraging them to form mutual aid societies, not unlike the one in Baltimore, including La Société des Sœurs de la Providence. 34. After the breakout of the Civil War a few years later and the subsequent occupation of New Orleans, Maistre and his new bishop Jean-Marie Oden clashed over the race issue, as Oden supported the Confederacy and Maistre the Union. The pastor promoted increasingly radical positions, including abolitionism, fueled by the much publicized progressivism of French Catholic clergy in his homeland, President Lincoln, and local Afro-Creole activists. 34. St. Augustine, D.C. Edit. In 1858, a group of free black Catholics in Washington, D.C. opted out of their segregated status at St. Matthew's Cathedral, where they were forced to worship in the basement, and founded St. Augustine Catholic Church, originally called St. Martin de Porres Catholic Church, the first black Catholic parish in D.C., which runs D.C.'s oldest black school and is considered the mother church of black Catholics. 35, 36. Historic St. Francis Xavier, Baltimore. Edit. In 1863, the Jesuits helped a black congregation, then meeting in the basement of their St. Ignatius Church, purchase a building, which would then become known as St. Francis Xavier Church, the first Catholic church in the United States for the use of an all-colored congregation. 37. Other Catholic churches also lay claim to being the first black parish in America, including the interracial but mostly black congregations of St. Augustine Catholic Church in New Orleans and another by the same name founded in 1829 in Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana. First Seminarians and Priests. Edit. A black Catholic, William Augustine Williams, would enter seminary in 1853, albeit in Rome due to the ongoing prohibition of black seminarians and priests in the United States. Near the end of his studies, and after a series of discouraging indications and comments from his superiors, he dropped out of seminary in 1862, claiming that he longer felt he had a priestly vocation. 38. At least 3 black Catholics, the Healy brothers, were ordained priests prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, though all 3 passed for white throughout their lives. Their race was known only to select mentors of theirs in the church. One of them, James, would become in 1854 the first known African American Catholic priest and the first such bishop in 1875. Another, Patrick, would in 1864 become the first black American to join a clerical religious order and the first black American Jesuit, in 1865 the first black American to earn a Ph.D., and in 1874 the first black president of a white or Catholic university in the U.S., Georgetown University. Other than these 3, there are not known to have been any other black Catholic priests in America between the first African Catholic contact in 1509, in Puerto Rico, and the ordination of the first openly black Catholic priest in 1886. 39. Post-Emancipation Era, late 19th century. Edit. Louisiana. Edit. After the Emancipation Proclamation, African American Catholics became a single class of free black people, though the degree to which that freedom could be actualized varied. In places such as Louisiana, old habits of separation between blacks born free and those born into slavery remained, which functioned partially on the basis of colorism but also on grounds of class, privilege, wealth, and social status. When parishes in places like New Orleans began to transition from the French tradition of interracialism to the American habit of strict racial segregation, Creoles, who tended to descend from free people of color, often resisted the move so as not to lose their elevated status as the more privileged milieu of African Americans. 25. Upon the official announcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, Fr. Maistre immediately disgregated St. Rose's sacramental records, defying archdiocesan policy. A few months later, he celebrated a mass championing Lincoln's edict, effectively ejecting his racist white parishioners and drawing death threats, including one from a fellow priest. 34. Bowdoin scolded Maistre for inciting the love of liberty and independence among slaves, eventually suspending him from ministry and placing the parish under interdict, making it a mortal sin to continue associating with Maistre sacramentally. Maistre defied the order's officiating, among other services, the funeral of Black Catholic Union Army Captain André Caillou, defiantly attended by many of the priest's admirers. Members of the Mutual Aid Society Maistre helped found would thereafter petition the Archbishop for a black Catholic parish named after Saint Abraham Lincoln. 34. This request naturally went unfulfilled, and white-friendly Unionist agendas eventually led to the military-led reacquisition of St. Rose by Odin in early 1864. Maistre, unfazed, inaugurated an illicit black Catholic parish called Holy Name of Jesus, whose supporters Odin came to despise. Maistre continued to publicly advocate for radical causes, including the commemoration of John Brown's rebellion, the freeing of the slaves, and Lincoln's assassination, while also advocating for black citizenship and voting rights, which were briefly granted in Louisiana, beginning in 1868. 34. After Odin's death in 1870, New Orleans' next prelate, Napoleon Perch, restored Maistre's faculties, closed Holy Name of Jesus, and reassigned him to St. Lawrence, in relatively remote Terrebonne Parish. He would serve there until 1874, when health issues forced a return to New Orleans, where he lived in the Archbishop's residence, until his death the next year. He was buried in St. Louis Cemetery #2 with the Black Catholics. 34. Prominent black figures. Edit. In 1886, the black Catholic Ohio and Daniel Rudd went national with a black Catholic newspaper called the American Catholic Tribune, originally a local paper as the Ohio State Tribune, which ran until 1899 in Cincinnati. 40. Black Catholics continued to center primarily in what would become the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. One of these communities, in Norfolk, Virginia, founded St. Joseph's Black Catholic Parish in 1889, later becoming known as the Black Basilica. 41. That same year, Mother Mathilda Beasley, the first African-American nun to serve in Georgia, started a short-lived order of black nuns in Savannah. She would also go on to start one of the first orphanages in the U.S. for African-American girls. 42. Other areas also counted black Catholics, including Missouri, which, also in 1889, produced the nation's first openly black Catholic priest, Augustus Tolton. Born a slave in Riles County, his siblings and his mother found freedom in Illinois. He would later, with the help of supportive American bishops and Vatican officials, attend seminary and be ordained in Europe, not unlike the Healy brothers. He went on to minister in Illinois, was declared venerable in 2019, and could be declared a saint soon. 43. Another black Catholic from this era with an open cause for canonization, Servant of God Julia Greeley, was also born in Riles County as a slave, before being taken to Denver in 1861. She converted to Catholicism in 1880, became a street evangelist and secular Franciscan, and ministered to the poor for the rest of her life, always at night, to avoid embarrassing white people she served. 44. Organizing. Edit. Portrait of the attendees at the 1892 Colored Catholic Congress. Front and center is Fr. Augustus Tolton, the nation's first openly black Catholic priest. Black Catholics would soon begin to organize at the national level as well, first as the Colored Catholic Congress in 1889 under the leadership of the aforementioned Daniel Rudd. Their inaugural gathering would include the audience of President Grover Cleveland and a mass celebrated by Fr. Tolton. This group would meet annually for 5 years before shuttering. 45. In 1891, Philadelphia heiress St. Catherine Drexel founded the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament, a religious order dedicated to serving the Black and Native American communities, and went on to found and staff countless Black Catholic schools for that purpose. She was canonized in the year 2000. 46. Missions Era, 1890s–1950s. Edit. The Josephites. Edit. Main article, Society of Saint Joseph of the Sacred Heart. From the period immediately preceding emancipation, various Catholic missions organizations began to dedicate themselves to the task of converting and ministering to Black Americans, who were then for the most part held in slavery. Upon their gaining freedom, they became even more of a target, as a group now more freely able to choose their religious persuasion and activities. 47. Chief among these missionaries were the Mill Hill Fathers, a British religious order that operated in America largely as a black missions organization. As part of their efforts, they recruited a number of candidates for the priesthood, including an African American named Charles Uncles. He would go on to become, in 1891, the first black Catholic priest ordained in the United States. 48. By 1893, the head of the Mill Hill Society's American operations, Fr. John R. Slattery, had convinced the Mill Hill Superior to let the American wing spin off into its own religious society dedicated totally to African American ministry. This would result in the founding of the Society of Saint Joseph of the Sacred Heart, most commonly known today as the Josephites. Slattery was named the first superior general and Fr. Uncles was among the founding members, another first for a black Catholic. 49. Slattery founded the Josephite Harvest, the Society's missions magazine, in 1888. It remains the longest-running such publication in the United States. Racism within and outside of the society would sour the priestly experience for Fr. Uncles, and he considered himself no longer a member of the order by the time of his death in 1933. 50. For this and various other reasons, Fr. Slattery would eventually resign from his post, the priesthood, and eventually apostatize from the church altogether in 1906. Subsequent Josephite superiors would scarcely accept or ordain blacks, and this lasted for several decades. 51. Comite des citoyens. Edit. Main article, Comite des citoyens. In the late 19th century, black Catholics in New Orleans began to join with whites and other activists to oppose segregation, with the Crescent City being one of the few American locales to have previously experienced a much more interracial climate, this being while under French and Spanish rule. In 1892, the Citizens Committee of New Orleans, French, Comite des Citoyens, organized direct action against the streetcar companies in the city in an attempt to force the courts to take action. This involved Homer Plessy, a light-skinned biracial black Catholic, and member of St. Augustine Church, boarding a whites-only streetcar, informing the operator that he was black, and being arrested. The committee hoped that, as the resulting court case advanced, segregation laws would be overturned. Instead, the opposite occurred, and the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Plessy v. Ferguson that segregation was in fact legal nationwide. The decision would cast a dark shadow on the black freedom struggle for the next 60 years. New national organizations. Edit. At the same time, black Catholics began to organize once again on the national level. Another black Catholic newspaper, the Catholic Herald, operated during this period, though, unlike Rudd's earlier effort, TCH had the official endorsement of the Church, via Cardinal Gibbons. One extant issue exists from 1905. 40. With African Americans being barred from entry into the Knights of Columbus due to racism, Fr. John Henry Dorsey, the second black Catholic priest ordained in the U.S., and the second such Josephite, and 6 others from the most pure heart of Mary Parish in Mobile, Alabama, founded the Knights of Peter Claver in 1909. They remain the largest black Catholic fraternal order. 52, 53, 54. In 1925, the Federated Colored Catholics formed under the leadership of NAACP co-founder Thomas Wyatt Turner, and would go on to address a variety of black Catholic concerns, including the restrictive Josephite policies concerning black applicants. 55. The Federation did not see much success on this front, however, despite friends in high places, such as the Vatican, and would undergo a split in the 1930s after the 2 of the most powerful leaders in the group, white Jesuits William Marco and John Lafarge, Jr., steered the group in a more interracial direction, against Turner's will. The splintering would result in Lafarge's Catholic Interracial Council of New York. 56, 57. Lafarge also helped found the Cardinal Gibbons Institute in Maryland, a Catholic school established in 1924 for black Catholics, but clashed with the school's administrators over many of the same issues with which he disagreed with Turner, and the school closed in 1933. 58. Society of African Missions, St. Anthony's Mission House, and the Franciscan Handmaids of the Most Pure Heart of Mary. Main articles: Society of African Missions, St. Anthony's Mission House, and Franciscan Handmaids of the Most Pure Heart of Mary. The Society of African Missions began ministry in the United States in 1906, being given authority over Black Catholic ministry in the whole of the Diocese of Savannah, 9 years after Father Ignatius Lisner first arrived stateside to promote SMA activities and fundraising. 59-60. The diocese then encompassed the whole of the state of Georgia, and as such Lisner and other SMA priests were responsible for founding some of the oldest Black parishes there, including Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church in Atlanta, and St. Peter Claver Catholic Church in Macon's Pleasant Hill Historic District. 61. St. Anthony's Mission House, a racially integrated minor seminary founded by Fr. Ignatius Lisner of the Society of African Missions in 1921. Originally located in Highwood, Bergen County, New Jersey. During his time in Savannah, Lisner also helped found the Franciscan Handmaids of the Most Pure Heart of Mary, in response to a Georgia law banning white teachers from teaching Black students. 62. Lisner enlisted the help of Mary Theodore Williams to found an order of Black nuns to teach there instead. The Handmaids were founded in 1917 and the group remained there in Georgia before following Lisner to New Jersey in the 1920s, and later moving to New York. 61, 63, 59. Lisner started in 1921 what was at the time the United States' only integrated seminary, St. Anthony's Mission House in Bergen County, New Jersey. Black men were otherwise barred from all but one U.S. Catholic seminary, and Lisner envisioned St. Anthony's as a solution. 62. Racism from the U.S. bishops thwarted his goal, however, and only a few men are known to have been ordained from St. Anthony's. It closed in 1926. 61. The U.S. province of the SMAs was established in 1941 with Lisner as its first provincial superior. His administration established Queen of Apostles Seminary near Boston, Massachusetts, which lasted from 1946 to the late 1960s. The Divine Word Society and St. Augustine Seminary. Edit. After World War I, various clerical orders other than the Josephites would begin to pursue Black ministry and vocations, most notably the Society of the Divine Word. Partially due to the drought of Black Josephite priests, the Divine Word missionaries opted to open a seminary in Mississippi specifically for African Americans in 1920, so as to more fully open the door for them to holy orders. This venture, St. Augustine Seminary, was largely a success, and within a decade they had ordained a number of well-received Black priests. 64. Xavier University of Louisiana and Claver College. Edit. Main articles, Xavier University of Louisiana and Claver College. In 1925, St. Catherine Drexel used her fortune and connections to help found Xavier University of Louisiana, XULA, in New Orleans, the first and only Catholic HBCU. 65. She also helped found a second, short-lived Black Catholic college in Guthrie, Oklahoma, known as Claver College. It folded 1944 after 11 years. First Great Migration. Edit. Main article, Great Migration, African American. Around the same time, Blacks were beginning to migrate by the millions from the Jim Crow South to greener pastures north of the Mason-Dixon line and west of Mississippi and the Rockies. This resulted in mass exposure of traditionally Protestant African Americans to Catholic religion in places like Chicago, New York City, and Los Angeles. As Black families moved in, white families often moved out, leaving entire parishes, and, more importantly, parochial schools, open to the new Black residents. This, combined with a missionary impulse on the part of local white clerics and nuns, led to mass recruitment of black Protestants to these schools, and eventually the parishes as well. African Americans converted in droves. 5. Chicago. Edit. The boom in black Catholics in the North created an immediate opportunity for organizing and activism, which quickly took place, and in a markedly interracial, and even interfaith, fashion. The Catholic Youth Organization, CYO, was founded in Chicago in 1930 and quickly became a hotspot for integrated Catholic activity. Dr. Arthur G. Falls, a major black Catholic figure during this era, persuaded Servant of God Dorothy Day to open a Catholic worker house there in 1935. Lafarge's interracial council movement arrived in the city in 1945. 66. Even so, white flight combined with Archbishop George Mundelein's national parish strategy to more or less sanctify racial segregation in Chicago, as black Catholics, despite not technically constituting a nationality, were consigned to such a parish themselves. 66. Harlem Renaissance. Edit. Another effect of the Great Migration was an intersection with the Harlem Renaissance, wherein black intellectuals in NYC fomented an artistic revolution that made waves across the country. Mary Lou Williams, a prominent jazz artist in the movement, converted to Catholicism around this time, as did Billie Holiday and Claude McKay. A minor figure in the movement, Ellen Terry, also became Catholic and wrote a number of religious works. Integration of seminaries. Edit. In the South, the successes of the Divine Word Society in ordaining black priests, as well as other propitious factors, led to the integration of other orders, an early example being the Benedictines in Colleyville, Minnesota in the 1940s, as well as a number of dioceses. The Josephites would soon fully open their seminary, St. Joseph's, to blacks as well. 67. Civil Rights Era, 1950s–1960s. Edit. Main article, Civil Rights Movement. This growth in black Catholic laypeople as well as priests would soon coalesce with the growing civil rights movement to create a desire for more authentic recognition of black freedom and self-oversight within the Church, as racism and prejudice continued to be a thorn in the side of the booming black Catholic community, for example, the Jesuit Bend incident. 68. However, there would come a taste of the future in 1953. When the Dominican Divine Word priest Fr. Joseph O. Bowers became the first openly black Catholic bishop consecrated in the United States, though for service in Accra, in Africa, before departing for the motherland, he would ordain 2 black Divine Word seminarians, a black-on-black first. At that time, there were just over 100 black Catholic priests, compared to about 50,000 white. 69. Bowers would attend an ecumenical council in 1962, Vatican II, 1962–1965. When the civil rights movement first began, much of the Catholic Church, black and white, was uninterested. 70. Many that were interested, given the potential for activist witness to Catholic social teaching, were met with scorn and derision, especially members of religious orders. 71. The Josephites, for example, saw race consciousness as a threat, even a disqualifying character trait for blacks applying for their order. 72. Many female religious orders did not allow their members, black or white, to march or protest for civil rights. 71. Black Catholics were involved early on in the civil rights movement, and James Chaney, one of the 3 victims in the Freedom Summer murders, was said to be devout. Diane Nash, a prominent lunch counter demonstrator, freedom rider, voter registration advocate, and Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, co-founder, was also Catholic. Later, Mary Louise Smith preceded Rosa Parks as one of the first people arrested in the run-up to the Montgomery bus boycott. Eventually, as the movement entered full swing, Catholics of all stripes would begin to participate, with white and black lay people, priests, religious brothers, sisters, and nuns joining the fray, with some even becoming notable as such. One nun, Sister Mary Antona Ebo, was sent by the Archdiocese of St. Louis to march in Selma with 5 other sisters of Selma, where she ended up being interviewed and hailed as a folk hero. 71. Yes, I am a Negro, and I am very proud of it. Sister Antona Ebo, the 10th of March, 1965, following Turnaround Tuesday. Sister Ebo would go on to become the first African American woman to administer a hospital in the United States, St. Clair Hospital in Baraboo, Wisconsin. 71. Black Catholic Movement, late 1960s–1990s. Edit. Main article, Black Catholic Movement. Beginnings. Edit. In 1962, Pope John XXIII convened the most recent Catholic Ecumenical Council, Vatican II. A major change emanating from the council was the elimination of Latin as the required liturgical language of the western portion of the Church. 73. This change opened to the door for inculturation in places where it had not been dreamed of, but also in places where it had been. As early as the 1950s, under the creative eye of Black Catholics such as Fr. Clarence Rivers, the fusion of Black gospel music with Catholic liturgy had been experimented with on a basic level. 74. Rivers' music, and musical direction, was used at the first official English-language Mass in the United States in 1964, including his watershed work, God is Love. 75. Alongside this nascent inculturation came a second boom in Black Catholic numbers, as they increased by 220,000, 35%, during the 1960s, over half being converts. 76. In 1966, Fr. Harold R. Perry became the first openly black bishop to serve in the U.S. when he was named Auxiliary Bishop of New Orleans. 77. Following the assassination of Martin Luther King and its associated riots, including Mayor Daley's shoot-to-kill order in Chicago, Black Catholics inaugurated a number of powerful new organizations in early 1968, including the National Black Catholic Clergy Caucus, NBCC, organized by Fr. Herman Porter, and its sister organization, the National Black Sisters Conference, NBSC, organized by Sister Martin de Porres Gray, Wikidata. 8. The movement was headed off by the statement that came out of the inaugural NBCCC meeting in Detroit, in which the caucus members declared in the opening line that the Catholic Church in the United States is primarily a white, racist institution. 8. At least 2 of the requests made in the statement were answered rather quickly, as, with the help of a white Josephite superior general who advocated for it as early as 1967, the permanent diaconate was restored in the United States in October 1968, and the National Office for Black Catholics, NOBC, was established in 1970. 78. Growth, 1969–1971. Edit. It could be said the movement/revolution centered in Chicago, where a large number of Black Catholics resided in the late 1960s, forming sizable Black parishes, though always under the leadership of white priests. Fr. George Clements, one of the more radical, members of the inaugural NBCCC meeting, entered into an extended row with Archbishop John Cody over this lack of Black pastors in Chicago and Black Catholic inculturation. 79. Unconventional alliances with local Black Protestant leaders and Black radical activists resulted in innovative, and defiant, liturgical celebrations known as Black Unity Mass, transparochial events where black priests donned Afrocentric vestments, decorated the altar similarly, and celebrated the Mass with a decidedly black liturgical flair. One such Mass in 1969 included an 80-voice gospel choir provided by the Revelation. Jesse Jackson and security provided by the Black Panthers. 79. One of the first parishes to establish a gospel choir was St. Francis de Sales Catholic Church in New Orleans, in 1969, now known as St. Catherine Drexel Catholic Church. 80. One of the first musicians to experiment similarly was Grayson Warren Brown, a Presbyterian convert who set the entire Mass to gospel-style music. Fr. William Norfolk, a Josephite, helped introduce gospel choirs to black Catholic parishes nationwide, especially in D.C. and Los Angeles. This gospel Mass trend quickly spread across the nation. 11. Education Reform and Exodus, 1971–1975. Edit. After the NOBC was allotted only 30% of their requested funding for 1970 by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB, and after Cardinal Aboyle, a staunch supporter of civil rights, announced his retirement, a delegation of black Catholics led by the National Black Catholic Lay Caucus, NBCLC, or NBLCC, President brought their grievances all the way to the Vatican in 1971. 81, 82. That same year, the NBSC, NOBC, and black Catholic laypeople spearheaded a national campaign to stop the mass closings of Catholic schools in urban and predominantly black communities. 83. The unrest extended into seminaries as well, including the Josephites, where tensions between the more race-conscious black students /members and their white peers as well as teachers /elders, black and white, boiled over into open hostility, leading to an emptying of much of the seminary and the resignation of a number of Josephite priests. By 1971, the seminary had closed for studies. To this day, Josephite seminarians study at nearby universities and their vacations from black Americans has never recovered. 84, 85. This phenomenon of resignation was felt across black Catholicism in the 1970s and coincided with a general nadir of American Catholicism overall, the latter being more or less unrelated to race issues. Catholics of all races began lapsing in droves, and between 1970 and 1975, hundreds of black Catholic seminarians, dozens, 13%, of black Catholic priests, and 125 black nuns, 14%, left their posts, including NBCS foundress Sister Martin de Porres Gray in 1974. Up to 20% of black Catholics stopped practicing. 12, 13. New organizations, Major Thinkers and USCB Letter, late 1970s. Edit. Even with the decline in vocations and lay practice during the 1970s, various new national black Catholic organizations emerged. In 1976, the National Association of Black Catholic Administrators, NABCA, was founded, a consortium of the diocesan black Catholic offices / ministries from around the country. Eventually this organization effectively replaced the NOBC, after a major conflict between the office and the NBSC involving leadership disputes. 86. The Black Catholic Theological Symposium, BCTS, a yearly gathering dedicated to the promotion of black Catholic theology, emerged in 1978 in Baltimore. From it has emerged some of the leading voices not only in black Catholic theology, but in womanist and black theology as well, writers such as Dr. Diana L. Hayes, Dr. M. Sean Copeland, Sister Jamie T. Phelps, Op. Fr. Cyprian Davis, OSB, and Servant of God Thea Bowman, FSPA have had an immeasurable impact in advancing the cause of Black Catholic history, theology, theory, and liturgy. 87, 88. The next year, the Institute for Black Catholic Studies was founded at Xavier University of Louisiana. Every summer since, it has hosted a variety of accredited courses on Black Catholic theology, ministry, ethics, and history, offering a continuing education and enrichment program as well as a Master of Theology degree, the only graduate theology program in the Western Hemisphere taught from a Black Catholic perspective. 89, 90. That same year, the USCP issued a pastoral letter dissecting and condemning racism, entitled Brothers and Sisters to Us, for the first time addressing the issue in a group publication. 91. George Stallings, Notable Black Bishops, and the Black Catholic Rite, 1980s Early 1990s. Edit. The end of the Black Catholic movement could be said to have been precipitated by one Fr. George Stallings, a Black Catholic priest known for his fiery activism and no-holds-barred demands of the Church. He was a vocal leader in pressing for a Black Catholic rite, complete with bishops and the associated episcopal structure, during the 70s and 80s. 92. Some of those calls were answered when Eugenia Marino was named Auxiliary Bishop of Washington in 1974, and when Joseph L. Howes became the first openly Black Catholic bishop of a diocese when he was named Bishop of Biloxi in 1977. 93. Marino would become the first ever Black Catholic Archbishop in 1988, following an open demand made to the USCP in 1985. 94. Marino would resign from his archbishopric 2 years after his appointment, following a sex scandal involving his secret marriage and impregnation of a church employee. 95. Between 1966 and 1988, the Holy See would name 13 black bishops, and in 1984 these bishops would issue their own pastoral letter entitled What We Have Seen and Heard, explaining the nature, value, and strength of Black Catholicism. 96, 97. Also of note was one bishop, Raymond Caesar, SVD, who was a native of Eunice, Louisiana but was later appointed as a bishop in Papua New Guinea in 1978. He was the first and only African American to be made a bishop of a foreign diocese, and is typically not included in lists of U.S. black bishops. Revived Congress movement and liturgical explorations. Edit. In 1987, the National Black Catholic Congress, NBCC, emerged as a purported successor to Daniel Rudd's Colored Catholic Congress movement of the late 19th century, this time founded as a non-profit under the name of Fr. John Ricard, future Bishop of Pensacola, Tallahassee and future Superior General of the Josephites, in collaboration with the NBCA. 98, 99, 86. That same year, the first and only Black Catholic hymnal was published, entitled Lead Me, Guide Me. It integrates a litany of traditional Black gospel hymns alongside a number of traditional Catholic hymns. The preface was penned by noteworthy Black Catholic liturgists, explaining the history and compatibility of Black Christian worship with the Roman rite of the Mass. 100, 101. 2 years later in 1989, Unity Explosion was founded in Dallas as an annual conference celebrating Black Catholic liturgy and expression. It would grow into a more general Black Catholic advocacy conference sponsored by the USCP, and is preceded annually by a pre-conference, the Roderick J. Bell Institute for African American Sacred Music. 102. Watershed Moments, 1990s. Edit. In 1990, Benedictine Fr. Cyprian Davis published History of Black Catholics in the United States, a book that covered the history of Black Catholics from Esteban's expedition in the 16th century all the way to the period of the late 80s. Clarification needed, it remains the primary text for the general history of Black Catholics. 103. That same year in July, he and his fellow clergy caucus members established Black Catholic History Month, to be celebrated each year in November. 104. In 1991, the National Association of Black Catholic Deacons began operations, and that same year, Sister Jamie Phelps helped to restart the annual meetings of the BCTS. 105, 106. The aforementioned St. Joseph's Black Catholic Church in Norfolk, having been merged with St. Mary of the Immaculate Conception, Towson, in 1961 and renamed as such, was named a minor basilica in 1991, allegedly the first black basilica, though preceded by Our Lady of Sorrows Basilica in Chicago, and the first minor basilica in Virginia. 107, 108. Around the same time, twin Divine Word priests Charles and Chester Smith, with their fellow Verbites Anthony Clark and Ken Hamilton, established the Bowman Francis Ministry, a Black Catholic youth outreach ministry, and its yearly Sankofa Conference. 109. At the behest of the Black Catholic Joint Conference, the annual meeting of the NBCCC, NBSC, NCSA and NABCD, including the deacons' wives, a survey was taken of Black Catholics in the early 1990s to gauge the need for and interest in an independent rite. The NBCCC formed an African American Catholic Rite Committee, CAC, and in 1991 published a monograph entitled Rite Rights, offering a proposal for a study that would be presented at the next year's Black Catholic Congress. Their plan was much like Stallings. Black Catholic theologian, and future bishop, Edward Braxton proposed an alternative plan, but neither would come to fruition. 110. Similar proposals had been floated by the bishops themselves as far back as the plenary councils of Baltimore in the 1800s, but the desire to do much for Black Catholics was incredibly sparse then and no action was taken. History repeated itself, and the CAC disbanded after the results of the survey were released. 111, 112. 21st century. Edit. Firsts. Edit. In 2001, Bishop Wilton Gregory was appointed President of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB, the first African American ever to head an Episcopal conference. African Interplay and the Josephites. Edit. Native African priests have come to outnumber African American priests in the United States, with the former often pastoring black parishes. 113. The Josephites, the one clerical order ministering specifically to African Americans, receives almost all of their seminarians, brothers and priests from Nigeria. 85. A documentary on the Josephites, Enduring Faith, was released on PBS in 2000, written, produced, and directed by Paul Lamont and narrated by Andre Braugher. It was nominated for an Emmy in 2001, and received Telly, Crystal Communicator, Proclaim, and U.S. International Film and Video Festival Awards. 114, 115, 116. The Josephites, having then for nearly 120 years been ministering specifically to African Americans, would make history in 2011, at long last appointing an African American, F.R. Norful, as their first black superior general. Norful was instrumental in shifting the order's vocational focus to Africa. 85. Worship. Edit. A Black Catholic liturgical conference similar to Unity Explosion developed in New Orleans in 2004, the Archbishop-like conference, named after the aforementioned Black Catholic liturgist. 117. In 2012, a second edition of the Lead Me Guide hymnal was released. 118. Following the Vatican's approval of the Zaire use, a unique Congolese form of the Roman Rite, in 1988, various Black Catholic parishes in the U.S. began to implement at least some its rubrics. 119. Two parishes in the San Francisco Bay Area, St. Columba in Oakland and St. Paul of the Shipwreck in the Bayview neighborhood of San Francisco, made such implementations with the help of Black Catholic professor and music minister M. Roger Holland II. Fr. Michael Flagger, a white priest and activist pastoring St. Sabina Church, a Black Catholic parish in Chicago, has helped introduce yet more modern Black forms of worship to the Mass, including the use of a praise team, a smaller vocal ensemble that generally sings contemporary gospel rather than traditional, and other elements drawn from the more contemporary Black church, and even Pentecostal, tradition. 120. Documents. Edit. In 2015, the USCP issued a series of documents in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Movement, including a Black Catholic History Rosary created by Dr. Kirk P. Gaddy. 121. As part of the NBCC Congress 12 proceedings in 2017, representatives appointed by bishops from every diocese in the United States issued a pastoral plan of action meant to address the needs of Black Catholics nationwide. 122, 123. A year later, the USCP issued its first pastoral letter against racism in 39 years, following the first wave of Black Lives Matter protests. Entitled Open Wide Our Hearts, The Enduring Call to Love, it did not directly endorse, or mention, BLM, condemned, and was voted against by 3 bishops, 1 other bishop abstained. 124, 125, 126. USCP President Abbe Jose Gomez and Black Catholic Bishop Shelton J. Fabre, chairman of the USCP Ad Hoc Committee Against Racism, would both issue anti-racism statements in 2020 after the murder of George Floyd, amidst the second round of BLM protests. The BLM movement was again not endorsed. 127. A joint statement in July 2020 from the NBSC, IBCS, NBCA, NBCCC, and the Bowman Francis Ministry directly supported the BLM movement. 128, 129. Hierarchy. Edit. In early 2019, Bishop Roy Campbell took over leadership of the NBCC. 130. That same year, the Most Reverend Wilton Gregory, then the Archbishop of Atlanta, was named by Pope Francis as Archbishop of Washington, D.C., considered by many to be the most important diocese in the country. He is the first African American to hold the post. The appointment was also notable in that archbishops of that see are typically named cardinals, a position no African American has held. 131. On the 25th of October, 2020, Pope Francis announced that he would indeed name Gregory a cardinal at a consistory scheduled for the 28th of November, which made him the first African American member of the College of Cardinals. 132. Lapsing. Edit. Following the trend of Catholic disaffiliation in the late 20th century, 2021 Pew Research study noted that just over half of Black American adults who were raised Catholic still remain in the Church. 14. Theology. Edit. General. Edit. Generally speaking, Black Catholics hold to mainstream Catholic theology, often supplemented and enriched in various ways by beliefs common to the Black Church. These usually include a palpable belief in the omnipresence and omnipotence of God in daily life struggles, a commitment to the justice of God in various social and political contexts, a strong sense of hope in the face of struggle, a spiritualization of various aspects of everyday experiences, the elevation of Christian faith as a bedrock of the community, and the conviction that worship unlocks the blessings of God. Academic. Edit. The more formal academic classification known as Black Catholic theology formally emerged within the Black Catholic movement of the late 60s on through the 1990s. This new discipline coincided, and indeed collaborated, with the genesis of Black theology, such that the former can be considered a subset of the latter. 133. At least one Black Catholic priest, Fr. Lawrence Lucas, was involved with the latter movement even from its earliest days. 88. Due to this kind of interplay, Black Catholic theology takes many cues from liberation theology and from the, predominantly Protestant, Black, liberation, theology movement, especially the latter's emphasis on the African American struggle and how it relates to the story and liberating message of the Bible and of Jesus Christ. 133. Womanism, the theological movement led by and focusing on the perspectives of Black women, is also an important aspect of Black Catholic theology, as many or most of the formal Black Catholic theologians have been women associated with that movement and its theories, including Drs. M. Sean Copeland, Diana L. Hayes, and C. Vanessa White. 133, 134, 135. A number of prominent Black Catholic theologians, including Drs. Hayes, Copeland, Craig Ford Jr., and Fr. Brian Massingale have been accused of magisterial dissent, especially on topics related to the LGBT community, and there is evidence of such in some of their writings. 136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143, 144, 145. Practices. Edit. Gospel Mass. Edit. Music. Edit. Black Gospel. Edit. Main article, Black Gospel Music. Black Catholic worship consists of the Roman Rite Mass, like most any other Catholic group in America, but tends to use Black Gospel hymns and / or style for the propers, entrance, responsorial, Alleluia, offertory, communion, post-communion, and recessional, ordinaries, Kyrie, Gloria, Sanctus, and Agnus Dei, and the Our Father. In some Black parishes, the traditional form of a given hymn may be foregone altogether in favor of an equivalent gospel tune, for example, Hallelujah, salvation and glory for the Alleluia, a gospelized holy, holy, holy for the Sanctus, etc. 146, 147. While in most American parishes, daily Mass, held on weekdays and before 4 p.m. on Saturdays, involves no singing, some Black parishes use at least some singing, such as the Communion Hymn, in such liturgies. The late 80s brought the release of Lead Me, Guide Me, the first and only Black Catholic hymnal, including numerous songs from the Black Christian tradition as well as some Catholic hymns. The second edition was published by GIA in 2012. Many Black parishes opt for non-hymnal gospel selections, however. Jazz. Edit. Main article, Jazz. Some Black parishes, for example, St. Augustine and Our Lady of Guadalupe in New Orleans, celebrate gospel jazz mass every Sunday, integrating not only gospel but also the other major form of indigenous, Black, American music, which is in fact derived from gospel itself. 148, 149. The Archdiocese of San Francisco celebrates an annual gospel jazz mass at their cathedral, with music performed by a mass choir from multiple historically black parishes in the area. 150. The Diocese of San Jose celebrates a similar liturgy at their cathedral during the city's annual jazz festival. 151, as does Vacaville St. Mary's Catholic Church during theirs. 152. Dance. Edit. Another Black Protestant tradition now seen in many Black Catholic parishes is that of dance. This includes praise dancing, an individual or group-based choreographed liturgical dance performed to the tune of popular gospel songs. 153. Some Black Catholic liturgies even feature praise breaks /shouts, an unchoreographed form liturgical dance done in conjunction with fast-paced, and often improvised, instrumental gospel music. Winking sad smiley. 154. Historic St. Francis Xavier Church in Baltimore claims to be the first to have integrated this form of worship. Preaching. Edit. Main article, Black Sermonic Tradition. While Catholic homilies are known for their brevity, relative to Protestant sermons, messages given at Black parishes tend to be lengthier and even more emotive, not unlike their Black Protestant equivalents, which are known to be the lengthiest among American Christian groups. 155. This is often seen with Black Catholic ministers who were themselves raised in the Black Christian tradition, be it Catholic or Protestant, or otherwise disposed to this style of preaching. 156. Rite. Edit. Gospel Mass is a de facto form of the Roman Rite Mass, but currently has no official canonical designation by the Church. As such, the Zaius, the only inculturated form of the Novus Ordo introduced since Vatican II, has gained popularity with some Black parishes as a supplement to the extant Gospel Mass form, in lieu of an official African American rite, a topic not broached since the early 90s. Prayer. Edit. Also somewhat unique within American Catholicism is the emphasis on prayer among Black Catholics. While this often involves more traditional rote prayers such as the Rosary or other Catholic devotions, the Black Catholic movement brought about the more common use of relatively lengthy extemporaneous prayers, both during and outside of liturgical celebrations. 157. The movement also brought about rote prayers specific to the Black experience, including a number of prayer books. 158, 159. Population. Edit. There are about 1.76 million U.S. or Caribbean-born Black Catholics in America. 160. They are largely centered in the major metro areas of the country. New York, the most populous U.S. city, also has the most Black Catholics, followed, in no particular order, by Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami, Houston, Philadelphia, Detroit, Atlanta, New Orleans, Oakland, Baltimore, and the D.C. metro area. The United States is said to have approximately 250 non-immigrant Black Catholic priests. 161. Institutions. Edit. While there is no official hierarchy specific to Black Catholicism, the various organizations and conferences associated with it are seen as leadership outlets. Religious orders with predominantly Black membership and / or significant Black ministry. Edit. Oblate Sisters of Providence. Sisters of the Holy Family. Society of Saint Joseph of the Sacred Heart, Josephites. Society of the Divine Word, Verbites. Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament. Franciscan Handmaids of Mary. Society of Saint Edmund, Edmundites. Society of African Missions. Organizations. Edit. Associations. Edit. National Black Catholic Clergy Caucus. National Black Catholic Seminarians Association. National Black Sisters Conference. National Association of Black Catholic Deacons. National Association of Black Catholic Administrators. Interregional African American Catholic Evangelization Conference. Drexel Society. Conferences. Edit. Black Catholic Joint Conference, Annual Meeting of the NBCC, NBSC, NCSO, NABCD, and the Deacons' Wives. National Black Catholic Congress. National Black Catholic Women's Gathering. Archbishop-like Conference. Unity Explosion. Bowman Francis Ministry. National Black Catholic Men's Conference. Sankofa Conference. Academic. Edit. Institute for Black Catholic Studies. Black Catholic Theological Symposium. Notable figures. Edit. Black Saints. Edit. Several Black Catholics have open causes for canonization. Venerable Pierre to Saint. Venerable Augustus Tolton. Venerable Henriette de Lille. Venerable Mary Lang. Servant of God Julia Greeley. Servant of God Thea Bowman. Servant of God Martin de Porres Ward. Bishops, living. Edit. Ordinaries. Edit. Active. Edit. Archbishops. Edit. Cardinal Wilton Cardinal Gregory, Washington, D.C. Shelton J. Fabre, Louisville. Retired. Edit. Edward K. Braxton, Belleville. Gordon D. Bennett, S.J., Mandeville. Curtis J. Guillory, SVD, Beaumont. Martin D. Holly, Memphis. John H. Ricard, SSJ, Pensacola, Tallahassee. J. Terry Stibb, SVD, Memphis. Auxiliaries. Edit. Active. Edit. Roy E. Campbell, Washington, D.C. Ferdinand Sherry III, OFM, New Orleans. Joseph N. Perry, Chicago. Activists. Edit. Homer Plessy. Daniel Rudd. Thomas Wyatt Turner. Mary Louise Smith. A. Pete Uriad. James Cheney. Diane Nash. Sister Mary Antona Ebo, FSM. George Clements. Artists. Edit. Amanda Gorman. Claude McKay. Fr. Clarence Rivers. Archbishop James P. Like, OFM. Jelly Roll Morton. Mary Lou Williams. Toni Morrison. Aaron Neville. Vanessa Williams. Lil Wayne. Aaliyah. Buckwheat Zydeco. Ed Dwight. Educators. Edit. Fr. Patrick Healy, S.J. Servant of God Mary Lang, OSP. Venerable Henriette de Lille, SSF. Mother Mathilda Beasley, OSF. Anne-Marie Becraft. Mother Mary Theodore Williams, FHM. Servant of God Thea Bowman, FSPA. Fr. Cyprian Davis, OSB. Sister Francesca Thompson, OSF. Norman Francis. Sister Jamie Phelps, OP. M. Sean Copeland. Diana L. Hayes. Firsts. Edit. Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. William Augustine Williams. Venerable Augustus Tolton. Bishop Joseph L. Howes. Archbishop Eugene Marino, SSJ. Cardinal Wilton Gregory. Fr. Clarence Rivers. Mary Fields. Athletes and coaches. Edit. Kobe Bryant, Dominique Dawes, Simone Biles, Herm Edwards, Alatals, Victor Oladipo, Isaiah Thomas, Kerry Kittles, Kendrick Perkins, John Thompson, Jr., Trace Thompson, Clay Thompson, Frank Clark, NFL, Byron Scott, Joe Mazzulla, Matisse Thibal, Derek Jeter, Lenny Wilkens. Jurists. Edit. Clarence Thomas, J. Michelle Childs. Politicians. Edit. Muriel Bowser, Donna Brazile, LaToya Cantrell, David Clark, Sheriff, William Lacey Clay Jr., William Lacey Clay Sr., Don Cravens, Jr., Alan Keyes, David Patterson, Michael Steele, Ernest Morial. Philanthropists. Edit. Venerable Pierre Toussaint, Juliette Toussaint, Julia Greeley, Mary Ellen Pleasant. Media figures. Edit. Shauncey Bailey, David L. Gray, Bryant Gunnell, Greg Gunnell, Kathy Hughes, Gloria Purvis, Daniel Rudd. Pilgrimage sites. Edit. Our Mother of Africa Chapel, located in the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. St. Martin de Porres National Shrine and Institute, Memphis, Tennessee. Grave of Venerable Augustus Tolton, St. Peter Catholic Cemetery in Quincy, Illinois. Grave of Servant of God Julia Greeley, at the Cathedral Basilica of the Immaculate Conception in Denver. Tomb of Venerable Pierre Toussaint, in the crypt of St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. Venerable Henriette de Lille Prayer Chapel, inside St. Louis Cathedral in New Orleans. Former National Shrine of St. Catherine Drexel, now a chapel at the former St. Elizabeth's Convent. National Shrine of St. Catherine Drexel, now at the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul in Philadelphia. Grave of Daniel Rudd, St. Joseph Cemetery in Bardstown, Kentucky. Ecumenism. Edit. There is a long-standing tradition of cooperation and coordination between Black Catholic and other Black Christian traditions, at a variety of levels, especially during and since the civil rights and Black Power movements, which brought Black Catholic figures of note in direct contact and collaboration with the non-Catholic Black leaders of said movements. Black Catholics of all stripes have, as members of the larger Black community, participated in unifying moments of solidarity for the sake of Black social uplift. 871. The Revelation. Jesse Jackson has featured heavily in these interactions, and both he and Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan have collaborated with Chicago's Black Catholics on a number of occasions, quite controversially in the case of Farrakhan. 162. In popular media. Edit. Film. Edit. Sister Act, a 1992 movie starring Whoopi Goldberg as a pseudo-nun, was inspired in part by Servant of God Thea Bowman, who was slated to be played by Goldberg in a biopic that never materialized. Sister Act would later become a franchise, with a sequel, 1993, Broadway musical, 2006, and third film in production as of 2022. Passing Glory, a movie based on the true story of St. Augustine High School's basketball team during desegregation, was released in 1999. The Courage to Love, a TV movie on the life of Venerable Mother Henriette de Lille, played by Vanessa Williams, was released in the year 2000. A documentary on the Josephites, Enduring Faith, was released in 2000 as well. It was nominated for an Emmy. 163. A live-action movie on Venerable Father Augustus Tolton, A Cross, was released in 2019. 164. A documentary on Andrei Kalu was released in 2020, Kalu One Man's Fight for Freedom During the Civil War. 165. A documentary on the 6 popularly venerated African Americans, titled A Place at the Table, African Americans on the Path to Sainthood, was crowdfunded with over $18,000 in 2021. It was released in February 2022. A documentary on Thea Bowman was released in October 2022. Theatre. Edit. Bowman was portrayed in a musical by her friend Mary Queen Donnelly, Thea's Turn, released in 2009. 166. Bowman was again portrayed on stage in a play by Nathan Ewenberg, Thea, in 2019. 167. A play concerning the life of Augustus Tolton, Tolton, From Slave to Priest, premiered in 2019. 168. See also. Edit. Christianity Portal. Catholic Church Portal. List of figures and institutions in Black Catholicism. Black Catholic Movement. Catholic Church and Slavery in the United States. Catholic Negro American Missions Board. References. Edit. Diamond, Jeff, the 7th of December, 2021. African immigrants in U.S. more religious than other Black Americans, and more likely to be Catholic. PewResearch.org. Alvarado, Jeff Diamond, Bashir Mohammed and Joshua, the 15th of March, 2022. Black Catholics in America. Pew Research Center's Religion and Public Life Project. Retrieved 15 April, 2024. Site web, CS1 maint, multiple names, authors list, link. Shimron, Yonat, 15 March, 2022. Study, Black Catholics in U.S. are a tiny minority increasingly drawing on immigrants. Religion News Service. Demographics. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. Retrieved 12 October, 2020. Jump up to, A.B. Green, Emma, 5 November, 2017. There are more Black Catholics in the U.S. than members of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. The Atlantic. Retrieved 12 October, 2020. Kressler, Matthew J. 14 November, 2017. Authentically Black and Truly Catholic. New York, NYU Press. p. 187. Do 10.185744/NEU/9781479841325.001.0001. ISBN 978-1-4798-4132-5. Father Clarence Rivers, Liturgy Pioneer, dead at 73. Free online library. Retrieved 12 October, 2020. Jump up to, ABCDE The History of Black Catholics in America. Smithsonian Magazine. Retrieved 12 October, 2020. Williams, Shannon D., 2013. Black Nuns and the Struggle to Desegregate Catholic America After World War I, Ph.D. dissertation. Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. p. 16. Do 10.7282/T37S7 MBS. Xavier University of Louisiana. Xula.edu. Retrieved 12 October 2020. Jump up to, A.B. McNeil, W.K. 2013. Encyclopedia of American Gospel Music. New York, Taylor and Francis. p. 73. ISBN 978-0-203-95407-2. OCLC 1082246198. Jump up to, A.B. Williams, Shannon D., 2013. Black Nuns and the Struggle to Desegregate Catholic America After World War I, Ph.D. dissertation. Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. p. 5. Do 10.7282/T37S7 MBS. Jump up to, A.B. Arks, Stephen J. 1993. Desegregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 447. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Jump up to, A.B. Mitchell, Travis, the 16th of February 2021. Faith Among Black Americans. Pew Research Center's Religion and Public Life Project. Retrieved 29th of November 2022. Jump up to, A.B. Hidden Africans of the Bible and Early Church. CBE International. Retrieved 4th of October 2020. Hellwig, Joseph. Africa's Catholic churches face competition and a troubled legacy as they grow. The Conversation. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Hidden Figures, The Conundrum of Black Catholicism. Word on Fire. The 11th of February 2020. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Costello, Damien, the 1st of September 2020. Pray with Our Lady of Stono to heal the wounds of slavery. U.S. Catholic magazine Faith in Real Life. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Jump up to, A.B. El-Naim, Mohammed, the 6th of February 2019. Did Congolese Catholicism lead to slave revolutions? Chster Daily. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Read the damning letter written by the King of Congo to the King of Portugal over slavery in 1526. Face to Face Africa. The 15th of July 2018. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Herrick, Dennis, the 15th of January 2019. The Escaped Slave Who Discovered America. Zocalo Public Square. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Forget What You Know About 1619, historians say. Slavery began a half-century before Jamestown. Usertody.com. The 17th of December 2019. Retrieved 12th of October 2020. Roots of El Pueblo, the beginning of Los Angeles. YouTube. The 13th of December 2018. Retrieved 26th of November 2020. History. County of Los Angeles. 2nd of December, 2016. Archived from the original on the 11th of October, 2020. Retrieved the 12th of October, 2020. Jump up to, A. B. Anderson, R. Bentley, 2005. Black, White, and Catholic, New Orleans Interracialism, 1947–1956, 1st ed. Nashville, Vanderbilt University Press. ISBN 978-0-8265-9193-7. OCLC 5589915003. Jones, Scott, Southern, David W. 1997. John Lafarge and the Limits of Catholic Interracialism, 1911–1963. The Arkansas Historical Quarterly. 56, 264-10.2307/40023681. ISSN 0004-1823. JSTOR 40023681. Pullio, Revelation. Gus. Once a slave, now a future saint, Venerable Pierre to Saint. The Times Herald. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. Mother Mary Elizabeth Lang, founder and first superior of the Oblate Sisters of Providence. BaltimoreSun.com. 14th of February, 2007. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. Williams, Shannon D. 18th of September, 2016. Congratulations, Georgetown. Now it's time to own up to the racist history of the Catholic Church. History News Network. Retrieved 14th of October, 2020. Heart of Louisiana, Harriet DeLille. Fox8live.com. 13th of June, 2018. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. Dream History. NewOrleans.com. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. Whites and Blacks in the Antebellum Catholic Church × African American Catholics × American Catholic History Classroom. Kyomka.wrlc.org. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Joe Hawkins, Dawn, 3rd of September, 2015. Sharing a co-founder, IHM and Oblate Sisters work on 20-year reconciliation. Global Sisters Report. Retrieved 21st of November, 2020. Jump up to, ABCDEF ARCS, Stephen J. 26th of August, 2000. Abolitionist priest, Claude Pascal Maistre in Civil War New Orleans. The Washington Times. Archived from the original on 9th of December, 2021. Retrieved 14th of October, 2020. Mansfield, Virginia, 16th of June, 1984. First Black Catholic Parish in D.C. Marks a milestone. Washington Post. ISSN 0190-8286. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. 3 priests reflect on horror of George Floyd's death and meaning of the protests that followed. Catholic Standard. Retrieved 12th of October, 2020. Gatewood, Willard B. 1990. Aristocrats of Color, The Black Elite, 1880–1920. Bloomington, Indiana, Indiana University Press. p. 306. ISBN 1-55728-593-4. Retrieved the 29th of August, 2012. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 29. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Green, Brian. Born enslaved, Patrick Francis Healy passed his way to lead Georgetown University. Smithsonian Magazine. Retrieved the 12th of October, 2020. Jump up to, A.B. Black Catholic Periodicals. Catholic Historical Research Center of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, PARC. The 23rd of February, 2012. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Affor Anderson, Terence, February, 2008. The Church Within Us, St. Joseph's and St. Mary's. Pilotonline.com. Retrieved the 12th of October, 2020. Quimby, Kelly. Chatham County celebrates the birth, legacy of Mother Mathilda Beasley. Savannah Morning News. Retrieved the 12th of October, 2020. Miller, John J. The 18th of June, 2020. Opinion: an African American saint for our time. Wall Street Journal. ISSN 0099-9660. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Flynn, Megan. Former slave, on possible path to sainthood, to be entombed in Denver Cathedral. Washington Post. ISSN 0190-8286. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Encyclopedia of Arkansas. Encyclopedia of Arkansas. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. The Story of the World's Wealthiest Nun. Drexel Now. The 2nd of December, 2014. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. St. Peter Claver is 120 years strong. Archdiocese of Baltimore. The 19th of January, 2012. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Josephites mark 125 years of ministry and celebrate a resilient faith. Published 11/27/2018. Nation. TheBostonPilot.com. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 84. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 114. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Horn, Huston, the 3rd of January, 1991. Book Review, Blacks, the Catholic Priesthood, Disgregating the Altar, The Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests 1871–1960 by Stephen J. Ox, Louisiana State University Press, $39.95, 500 pages. Los Angeles Times. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. History. Kofk.org. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Anderson, Meg, 29 March, 2009. Knights of St. Peter Claver, 1909. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Murrell, I.C. 29 July, 2020. Century of Claverism, Local Knights of Peter Claver mark 100 years of service to others. Port Arthur News. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Federated Colored Catholics Convention Program 1931 times EDUC 765 Principles of Curriculum times American Catholic History Classroom. Kyomka.wrlc.org. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. White Catholics have to talk about race and to admit their racism. America Magazine. 27 July, 2016. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. McGreevy, John T. 2016. Parish Boundaries, The Catholic Encounter with Race in the 20th Century Urban North. Chicago, University of Chicago Press. pp. 45–47. ISBN 978-0-226-49747-1. OCLC 1150990899. John Lafarge What's Up? Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Jump Up to, AB American Province. Society of African Missions, SMA, American Province. Retrieved 14 October, 2022. La Perrier Ignace Listener. Defunts.smainternational.info. Retrieved 17 October, 2022. Jump Up to, ABC Detailed Biography of Father Listener Society of African Missions. 9 April, 2016. Archived from the original on 9 April, 2016. Retrieved 15 October, 2022. Jump Up to, A.B. Hogan, Edmund M. 2016. The Turning of a Tide, Ignace Listener and the Society of African Missions in the USA. Rome. ISBN 978-1-5239-4971-7. OCLC 1179450242. Sitebook, CS1 maint, location missing publisher, link. Williams, Shannon D., 2013. Black Nuns and the Struggle to Desegregate Catholic America After World War I, thesis. Rutgers University Graduate School, New Brunswick. Gonsolin, Aaron, 19 September, 2020. Notre Dame Church celebrated locally the 100 years celebration of the first seminary that trained African Americans to the priesthood and religious brothers in the U.S. The Daily Iberian. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Pope, John, 20 December, 2017. Mother Catherine Drexel and the Birth of Xavier University. The Times-Picayune. Retrieved 11 October, 2020. Jump Up to, A.B. O'Brien Steinfels, Margaret, 3rd of October, 2018. Minorities within minorities. Commonwealth Magazine. Retrieved 26th of October, 2020. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 358. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Newman, Mark, 2018. Disgregating Dixie, the Catholic Church in the South and Desegregation, 1945–1992. Jackson, University Press of Mississippi. p. 55. ISBN 978-1-4968-1886-7. OCLC 1031045686. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. pp. 422423. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Catholicism and the Civil Rights Movement. Encyclopedia of Alabama. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Jump Up To, ABCDE Williams, Shannon D., the 22nd of November, 2017. Sister Antona Ebo's lifelong struggle against white supremacy, inside and outside the Catholic Church. America Magazine. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. pp. 416417. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Inculturation, Liturgical. Encyclopedia.com. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Karkari, Barbara, the 16th of January, 2009. Gospel Mass grew its audience over time. Houston Chronicle. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Revelation. Clarence Rivers. Like Foundation. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 446. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Bishop Harold R. Perry, 74, dies, first black prelate in the century. The New York Times. Associated Press. 19th of July, 1991. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved 13th of October, 2020. Ox, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, The Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. pp. 447448. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Jump Up To, A.B. Enders, David J. 2017. Remapping the History of Catholicism in the United States. Washington, D.C., Catholic University of America Press. pp. 151154. ISBN 978-0-8132-2970-6. OCLC 9938077786. Rectal, Katie. St. Francis de Sales Parishioners Protest Merger. NOLA.com. Times-Picayune. Retrieved 12 October, 2020. Fisk, Edward B. 9 October, 1971. U.S. Negro Catholics Present Grievances at Vatican Meeting, published 1971. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Williams, Shannon D., 2013. Black Nuns and the Struggle to Desegregate Catholic America After World War I, Ph.D. dissertation. Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. pp. 264269. Do 10.7282/T37S7 MBS. Bloor, Eleanor, the 21st of August, 1971. Black Nuns Seek Community Rule in Schools, published 1971. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Enduring Faith. YouTube. United States, Toward Castle Films, 2000. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=9QJPYCXGN7E. Jump Up To, ABC Hoffman, Roy, 16 July 2011. With Faith and Perseverance the Revelation. William Norfolk becomes leader of Josephites. A.L. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Jump Up To, A.B. History National Association of Black Catholic Administrators. National Association of Black Catholic Administrators, NABCA. Retrieved 16 October, 2020. A Portrait of Black Catholicism, celebrating 40 years of the Black Catholic Theological Symposium. America Magazine. 9 January, 2018. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Jump Up To, A.B. Cohn, James H. Wilmer, Gaylord S. 1993. Black Theology, A Documentary History, 2nd ed., Rev. ed. Mary Knoll, N.Y., Orbis Books. p. 10. ISBN 0-88344-868-8. OCLC 27186389. Father Nutt to lead Institute for Black Catholic Studies. St. Louis American. Retrieved 13 October, 2020. Xavier University of Louisiana. Xula.edu. Archived from the original on 16 October, 2020. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot McCormick, Patrick. Confessing Racism in the Catholic Church. The Spokesman Review. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Pattison, Mark, 10 August 2016. Approval for Zarian rite was a long time coming, says Congolese Cardinal. Catholic Philly. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Slotnick, Daniel E. The 22nd of January 2019. Joseph House is dead at 95. Groundbreaking African American Bishop, published 2019. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Black Bishops accuse Catholic Church of discrimination. Associated Press. 14 November 1985. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Carrot Martin, Douglas, 16 November 2000. Eugene Marino, Black Archbishop, dies at 66, published 2000. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Arcs, Stephen J. 1993. Disgregating the Altar, the Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871–1960, Louisiana PBKED. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. p. 453. ISBN 0-8071-1859-1. OCLC 28646434. Carrot Butler, Anthea. Perspective. The U.S. Catholic Church's last major effort on racism was in 1979. Charlottesville woke it up. The Washington Post. ISSN 0190-8286. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Act Justly, Love Goodness, Black Catholics in America. America Magazine. 28 July 2017. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot National Bureau of Economic Research. 2013 tax data. http://www.nba.org/tax-/forward/eo-bmf/2013/1000/10 Carrot Like, James P. Norfolk, William, Bowman, Thea, Murray, J. Glenn, 1987. Lead Me, Guide Me, The African American Catholic Hymnal. GEA Publications. ISBN 9789992233047. Carrot Lead Me, Guide Me. 1987. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Citebook, website =ignored, help. Carrot About Us. Unity Explosion 2020. Retrieved 13 October 2020. Carrot Benedictine Father Cyprian Davis, top chronicler of Black Catholic history, dies. National Catholic Reporter. 20th May 2015. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Carrot Scotchy, Nicholas, 22nd of November 2020. Black Catholic History Month should be more widely recognized. The Observer. Archived from the original on 23 November 2020. Retrieved the 20th of November, 2021. Tardy, Mel, the 19th of October, 2018. Out of the Ashes, Justice and Peace. The Deacon. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. St. Norbert hosts Black Catholic Theological Symposium. snc.edu. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Berger, John, the 6th of July, 2018. African American Catholic Basilica in Virginia is a testament to history. Alethea. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. McCabe, Robert, the 3rd of July, 2020. The Life We've Been Living, Historic Black Catholic Church in Norfolk, Virginia, Looks to the Future. National Catholic Reporter. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Bowman Francis Ministries. Divine Word Missionaries. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. McGann, Mary, 2009. Let It Shine. The Emergence of African American Catholic Worship. Bronx, Fordham University Press. pp. 26-28. ISBN 978-0-8232-2993-2. OCLC 7276456696. McGann, Mary, 2009. Let It Shine. The Emergence of African American Catholic Worship. Bronx, Fordham University Press. pp. 35-41. ISBN 978-0-8232-2993-2. OCLC 7276456696. Higher, Marjorie, the 7th of August, 1989. National Lay Group for Black Catholics Backs Separate African American Right. The Washington Post. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Taguntoyinbo, Lacan, the 11th of July, 2019. African priests are now the future of the Catholic Church in the United States. Quartz Africa. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Accolades. Daybreak.org. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Enduring Faith. TowardCastleFilms.com. Retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Lamont, Paul, Enduring Faith, documentary, Andre Braugher, retrieved the 13th of October, 2020. Zimmerman, Mark, the 11th of July, 2019. Archbishop-like Conference celebrates gifts that Black Catholics bring to liturgies and ministries. Catholic Standard. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Lead Me, Guide Me, 2nd edition Pew edition. GEA Publications. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Kilbourne, Peter T. The 3rd of July, 1989. Black Priest Defies Church, Forming Own Congregation, published 1989. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Sunday Morning Worship Service. YouTube. The Faith Community of Saint Sabina Catholic Church. The 30th of August, 2020. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Rebuilding the bridge, catechetical and prayer resources. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. 2015. Retrieved 16 October 2020. Pastoral Plans. The National Black Catholic Congress. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Sanchez, Peter G. 3 August 2017. Black Catholics set priorities at National Congress. Catholic Star Herald. Retrieved 14 October 2020. USCB Ad Hoc Committee Against Racism. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Segura, Olga, Alof Michael J. 14 November 2018. U.S. bishops adopt new anti-racism letter, first in almost 40 years. America Magazine. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Cressler, Matthew, 29 May 2020. Twitter. Retrieved 14 October 2020. USCB and Arch. Diocesan Statements on the Death of George Floyd and National Protests. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Joint Statement on the Black Lives Matter Movement and Black Catholic Responsibility. YouTube. Bowman Francis Ministry. 23 July 2020. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Joint Statement on the Black Lives Matter Movement and Black Catholic Responsibility. Bowman Francis Ministry. 19 June 2020. Retrieved 14 October 2020. Spinowski, Richard, 21 March 2019. Bishop Campbell elected President of the National Black Catholic Congress. Catholic Standard. Retrieved 16 October 2020. Khalil, Ashraf, 21 May 2019. Wilton Gregory installed as new Archbishop of Washington. News Radio 1020 KDKA. Retrieved 25 October 2020. Khalil, Ashraf, 21 May 2019. Pope appoints America's first African-American Cardinal, D.C.S. Wilton Gregory. The Washington Post. Retrieved 25 October 2020. Jump up to, ABC Miller, Jack, 5 June 2019. Not a job but a vocation, M. Sean Copeland after 29 years with BC. The Heights Magazine. Retrieved 19 October 2020. Joe Hawkins, Dawn, 19 March 2018. Black spiritual traditions have long history in Catholic Church. Global Sisters Report. Retrieved 19 October 2020. Banuelos, Arturo J. Davila, M.T., Diaz, Miguel H. Nanco Fernandez, Carmen, 12 June 2020. We Breathe Together. National Catholic Reporter. Retrieved 19 October 2020. Eli, Bradley, 15 September 2017. Felician Sisters host pro-LGBT speaker at Madonna University. Church Militant. Retrieved 19 October 2020. Stockman, Dan, the 25th of September, 2017. Pressure causes Madonna University Center to cancel talk by theologian M. Sean Copeland. Global Sisters Report. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Hayes, Diana L. 2010. Standing in the Shoes My Mother Made, A Womanist Theology. Minneapolis, Fortress Press. pp. 78, 76, 95, 99, 110, 140, 152, 153. ISBN 978-1-4514-0657-3. OCLC 8257688084. Carrotford, Craig. The 13th of May, 2016. The Complicity of Catholic Progressives in Amoris Laetitia Commentary. Catholic Moral Theology. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Shine, Robert, the 27th of November, 2016. Let no one be left in the field. New Ways Ministry. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrotford, Craig. The 10th of December, 2017. On Being a Hero, Reflections for the Second Sunday of Advent. New Ways Ministry. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Shine, Robert, the 5th of January, 2019. Church teaching on sexuality and gender must reflect LGBT people's realities, says theologian. New Ways Ministry. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrotford, Craig. The 19th of December, 2019. LGBT Catholics are a reality. Commonwealth. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Massingale, Brian, the 4th of July, 2019. The Challenge of Idolatry Folgty Ministry. Dignity USA. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Roberts, Tom, the 10th of September, 2019. It's not about ethics, it's about how we imagine God. National Catholic Reporter. Retrieved the 19th of October, 2020. Carrot Eubanks, W. Ralph, the 18th of February, 2019. How Gospel Music Helped Me Find My Catholic Identity. America Magazine. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Enriching Our Worship Music Afrocentrically. Music, Liturgy, and the Arts. The 16th of May, 2017. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Ladous, Jerome, the 21st of February, 2017. Throw Me Something, Sister. Daily World. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot We Can't Escape the Magic of Our Minds /Bodies. Creel Magazine. The 22nd of August, 2017. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Gospel Jazz Mass, Serving Our Brothers and Sisters. Catholic San Francisco. The 1st of November, 2019. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Holman, Jim, the 1st of August, 2012. Jazzing Up the Mass in San Jose. California Catholic Daily. Retrieved the 12th of October, 2020. Carrot Nolan, Karen, the 31st of December, 2005. praying, preaching and praising. The Vacaville Reporter. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Horn, Dan, the 14th of September, 2020. We lost what we cherished. Cincinnati Parish fights back when a new priest brings change. The Cincinnati Enquirer. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Rosadoo, J, the 27th of February, 2016. Catholic Shout. YouTube. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot How long is the sermon? Study ranks Christian churches. Associated Press. The 16th of December, 2019. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Pope, Charles, the 17th of January, 2011. The Gift of the African American Catholic Tradition. Community in Mission. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Marinis, David, the 13th of September, 1987. Pope at Home with Blacks. The Washington Post. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Moore, Cecilia Annette, White, C. Vanessa, Marshall, Paul M. 2006. Songs of Our Hearts, Meditations of Our Souls, Prayers for Black Catholics. Franciscan Media. ISBN 978-0-86716-694-1. Carrot Brown, Joseph Adot, Shirley, Fernand, 2006. Sweet, Sweet Spirit, Prayer Services from the Black Catholic Church. St. Anthony Messenger Press. ISBN 978-0-86716-626-2. Carrot Cultural Diversity in the Catholic Church in the United States, PDF. Carrot Demographics USCP. www.uscp.org. Retrieved the 16th of February, 2022. Carrot Guidos, Rina, the 3rd of May, 2019. Chicago Archbishop apologizes for Farrakhan visit to Catholic Church. The Boston Pilot. Retrieved the 14th of October, 2020. Carrot Enduring Faith. YouTube. Retrieved the 21st of March, 2021. Carrot Glover, Robert Allen, the 13th of February, 2019. Filmmaker's new movie Across tells story of Father Augustus Tolton. Catholic News Service. Archived from the original on the 18th of April, 2022. Retrieved the 21st of March, 2021. Carrot Watch Kalu One Man's Fight for Freedom During the Civil War online. The 21st of March, 2020. Retrieved the 21st of March, 2021. Carrot Lucas, Sherry. Thea's Turn celebrates legacy of inspiring nun. The Clarion Ledger. Retrieved the 21st of March, 2021. Carrot Collins Hughes, Laura, the 2nd of July, 2019. When Theater is a Religious Experience. The New York Times. ISSN 0362-4331. Retrieved the 22nd of March, 2021. Carrot Tolton, From Slave to Priest. www.slukeproductions.com. Retrieved the 21st of March, 2021. Further reading. Edit. Davis, Cyprian. The History of Black Catholics in the United States. United States, Crossroad, 1994. ISBN 9780824514952. Hayes, Diana L., and Davis, Cyprian. Taking Down Our Harps, Black Catholics in the United States. United States, Orbis Books, 1998. ISBN 9781570751745. Copeland, Mary Shawn. Uncommon Faithfulness, The Black Catholic Experience. United States, Orbis Books, 2009. ISBN 9781608333585. Phelps, Jamie Thais. Black and Catholic, The Challenge and Gift of Black Folk, Contributions of African American Experience and Thought to Catholic Theology. United States, Marquette University Press, 1997. ISBN 9780874626292. Morrow, Diane Batts. Persons of Color and Religious at the Same Time, The Oblate Sisters of Providence, 1828-1860. United Kingdom, University of North Carolina Press, 2002. ISBN 9780807854013. Arks, Stephen J. Disgregating the Altar, The Josephites and the Struggle for Black Priests, 1871-1960. Louisiana State University Press. 1990. ISBN 9780807118597. Cullum, Danny Duncan. Black and Catholic in the Jim Crow South, The Stuff That Makes Community. United States, Paulist Press, 2006. ISBN 9780809143719. Hogan, Edmund. The Turning of a Tide, Ignace Lisner and the Society of African Missions in the USA. 2016. ISBN 9781523949717. McGreevy, John T. Parish Boundaries, The Catholic Encounter with Race in the 20th Century Urban North. United States, University of Chicago Press, 2016. ISBN 9780226497471. Kressler, Matthew. Authentically Black and Truly Catholic, The Rise of Black Catholicism in the Great Migration. NYU Press. 2017. ISBN 9781479880966. External links. Edit. Catholic parishes with significant Black membership. Black Catholic Calendar. National Black Catholic Congress. United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCB, African American Affairs. Catholic Negro American Missions Board. Institute for Black Catholic Studies. Show. V. T. E. Catholic Church in North America. Sovereign States. Antigua and Barbuda. Bahamas. Barbados. Belize. Canada. Costa Rica. Cuba. Dominica. Dominican Republic. El Salvador. Grenada. Guatemala. Haiti. Honduras. Jamaica. Mexico. Nicaragua. Panama. Saint Kitts and Nevis. Saint Lucia. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Trinidad and Tobago. United States. Dependencies and other territories. Anguilla. Aruba. Bermuda. Bonaire. British Virgin Islands. Cayman Islands. Curaçao. Greenland. Guadeloupe. Martinique, Montserrat, Puerto Rico, Saint Barthélemy, Saint Martin, Saint Pierre and Miquelon, Saba, Saint Eustatius, Saint Martin, Turks and Caicos Islands, United States Virgin Islands, Show, V. T. E. Catholic Church, Index, Outline, Glossary, Lists of Catholics, History, Timeline, Ecclesiastical, Legal, Early Church, Jesus Christ, Ministry, Crucifixion, Resurrection, Great Commission, Apostles, Succession, Petrine Primacy, Church Fathers, Apostolic Fathers, History of the Papacy, Primacy, Great Church, Ante-Nicene Period, Constantine, First 7 Ecumenical Councils, Nicaea I, Chalcedon, Late Antiquity, Biblical Canon, Monasticism, Middle Ages, Islamic Conquests, Pope Gregory I, Papal States, Schism, 1054, Investiture Controversy, Crusades, Schism, 1378, Inquisition, Universities, Scholasticism, Age of Discovery, Modern Era, Protestantism, Protestant Reformation, Catholic Reformation, Trent, 30 Years' War, Enlightenment, French Revolution, Nazism, Vatican II, Communism, Sexual abuse scandal, Islam, COVID-19 pandemic, Theology, Bible, Tradition, Catechism, General, God, Trinity, Kingdom, Body and Soul, Divine Grace, Dogma, Nicene Creed, Original Sin, Saints, Salvation, Sermon on the Mount, Ten Commandments, Vulgate, Official Bible, 16 Vulgate, Sixto Clementine Vulgate, Nova Vulgate, Worship, Ecclesiology, Communitas Perfecta, Councils, Ecumenism, 4 Marks, One True Church, Catholic, Infallibility, Mystici Corporis Christi, People of God, 3 States, Subsistit in Canon Law, Sacraments, Baptism, Confirmation, Eucharist, Penance, Anointing of the Sick, Last Rites, Holy Orders, Matrimony, Mariology, Assumption, History, Immaculate Conception, Mariology of the Popes, Mariology of the Saints, Mother of God, Perpetual Virginity, Veneration. See also Josephology, Philosophy, Natural Law, Moral Theology, Personalism, Social Teaching, Philosophers, Philosophy of Canon Law. See also Science, Evolution, Separation of Church and State, Relations, Politics, Saints, Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, Patriarchs, Prophets, Archangels, Martyrs, Doctors of the Church, Evangelists, Confessors, Disciples, Virgins, Organization, hierarchy, canon law, laity, precedence, by country, Holy See, list of popes, Pope Francis, ecumenical councils, College of Cardinals, list, advisors, Roman Curia, dicasteries, Synod of Bishops, properties, Vatican City, index, outline, Apostolic Palace, Lateran Treaty, Roman Rota, St. Peter's Basilica, Swiss Guard, Vatican Museums, Polity, Holy Orders, Diocese, Episcopal Conference, Eparchy, Bishop, Patriarch, Major, Primate, Metropolitan, Archbishop, Diocesan, Coadjutor, Auxiliary, Titular, Emeritus, Parish, Priest, Deacon, Consecrated Life, Religious, Superior, Abbot, Abbess, General, Provincial, Prior, Prioress, Grand Master, Brother, Friar, Monk, Sister, Nun, Hermit, Novice, Master, Oblate, Postulant, Particular Churches, Sui Iuris, Latin Church, Eastern Catholic Churches, Albanian, Armenian, Belarusian, Bulgarian, Chaldean, Coptic, Croatian and Serbian, Eritrean, Ethiopian, Georgian, Greek, Hungarian, Italo-Albanian, Macedonian, Maronite, Melkite, Romanian, Russian, Ruthenian, Slovak, Syriac, Syro-Malabar, Syro-Malankara, Ukrainian, Catholic liturgy, Eastern Catholic liturgy, Alexandrian, Antiochian, Armenian, Byzantine, East Syriac, West Syriac, Malankara, Latin, Ambrosian, Braga, Mozarabic, Roman, Paul VI, Tridentine, Anglican, Zaya, Culture, Art, Marian, Artists, Writers, Church buildings, altarpieces, Folk, Library, Museums, Music, Distinctions, Role in civilization. See also Criticism of the Catholic Church, Anti-Catholicism, Media, Holy See Press Office, Vatican Media, Vatican News, Vatican Television Center, Vatican Radio, Vatican Polyglot Press, L'Osservatore Romano, Acta Apostolici Sedis, Annuario Pontificio, Religious Orders, Institutes, Societies, Assumptionists, Annunciates, Augustinians, Basilians, Benedictines, Bethlehemites, Blue Nuns, Camaldolzes, Camillians, Carmelites, Carthusians, Cistercians, Clarisses, Conceptionists, Croziers, Dominicans, Franciscans, Good Shepherd Sisters, Hieronymites, Jesuits, Legionaries, Mercedarians, Minims, Olivetans, Oratorians, Piarists, Premonstratensians, Redemptoristines, Servites, Theatines, Trappists, Trinitarians, Visitandines, Associations of the Faithful, Confraternities, Lay, Marian, Youth, Workers, Third Orders, Saint Dominic, Lay Carmelites, Discalced, Saint Francis, Secular, Military Orders, FIMCAP, Catholic Action, Charismatic Renewal, Communion and Liberation, Sant'Egidio, Focolare, International Alliance of Catholic Knights, Scouting, Legion of Mary, Neo-Catechumenal Way, Opus Dei, Schoenstatt, Charities, Aid to the Church in Need, Caritas, Catholic Charities USA, Home Missions, Relief Services, SIDS, Pax Christi, Society of Saint Vincent de Paul. See also Healthcare, Schools, Universities, Catholic Church Portal, Category, Show, V, T, E, African Americans, History, Timeline, Abolitionism, African American Founding Fathers, Afrocentrism, American Civil War, Atlantic Slave Trade, Black Codes, Black Cowboys, Black Genocide, Black Lives Matter, Brown v. Board of Education, 1954, Children of the Plantation, Civil Rights Acts, 1964, Voting Rights Act of 1965, 1968, Civil Rights Movement 1865–1896, Civil Rights Movement 1896–1954, Civil Rights Movement 1954–1968, Montgomery Bus Boycott, Browder v. Gale, 1956, Sit-in Movement, Freedom Riders, Birmingham Movement, March on Washington, Selma to Montgomery Marches, Chicago Freedom Movement, Post-Civil Rights Era, Cornerstone Speech, COVID-19 Impact, Dred Scott v. Sanford, 1857, Free Negro, Free People of Color, George Floyd Protests, Great Migration, Second, New, Exodusters, Inauguration of Barack Obama 2009 / Inauguration of Barack Obama 2013, Jim Crow Laws, Lynching, Military History, Million Man March, Nadir of American Race Relations, The Negro Motorist Green Book, Partus Sequiter Ventum, Plantations, Plessy v. Ferguson, 1896, Reconstruction Amendments, Reconstruction Era, Redlining, Separate but Equal, Silent Parade, Slavery, Treatment of Slaves, Tulsa Race Massacre, Underground Railroad, Women's Suffrage Movement, Culture, Afrofuturism, Art, Black Mecca, Businesses, Dance, Family Structure, Film, Folk Tales, Hair, Harlem Renaissance, New Negro, Hoodoo, Juneteenth, Kwanzaa, LGBT community, Literature, Music, Musical theater, Names, Negro National Anthem, Neighborhoods, Newspapers. Soul food. Stereotypes. Middle class. Upper class. Notable people. Ralph Abernathy. Maya Angelou. Crispus Attucks. James Baldwin. James Bevel. Julian Bond. Amelia Boynton. James Bradley. Carol Moseley Braun. Edward Brooke. Blanche Bruce. Ralph Bunche. George Washington Carver. Shirley Chisholm. Claudette Colvin. Frederick Douglass. W.E.B. Du Bois. Medgar Evers. James Farmer. Henry Highland Garnet. Marcus Garvey. Fred Gray. Fannie Lou Hamer. Kamala Harris. Jimi Hendrix. Jesse Jackson. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Michael Jackson. Harriet Jacobs. Barbara Jordan. Coretta Scott King. Martin Luther King Jr. Bernard Lafayette. James Lawson. Huddie Ledbetter. John Lewis. Joseph Lowery. Malcolm X. Thurgood Marshall. Toni Morrison. Bob Moses. Diane Nash. Barack Obama. Michelle Obama. Rosa Parks. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Colin Powell. Gabriel Prosser. Joseph Rainey. A. Philip Randolph. Hiram Revels. Paul Robeson. Al Sharpton. Fred Shuttlesworth. Clarence Thomas. Emmett Till. Sojourner Truth. Harriet Tubman. Nat Turner. Denmark Vesey. C.T. Vivian. David Walker. Booker T. Washington. Ida B. Wells. Roy Wilkins. Oprah Winfrey. Andrew Young. Whitney Young. Education, Science, and Technology. Black Studies. Black Schools. Historically black colleges and universities. Inventors and scientists. Museums. Women. In computer science. In medicine. In STEM fields. Religion. African American Jews. Islam. American Society of Muslims. Nation of Islam. Black Church. Azusa Street Revival. Black Hebrew Israelites. Black Theology. Doctrine of Father Divine. Political movements. Anarchism. Back to Africa movement. Black Power movement. Capitalism. Conservatism. Leftism. Pan-Africanism. Populism. Raised fist. Self-determination. Nationalism. Socialism. Civic and economic groups. Association for the Study of African American Life and History, ASL. Black Panther Party. Congress of Racial Equality, CORE. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. Nashville Student Movement. National Black Chamber of Commerce, NBCC. National Council of Negro Women, NCNW. National Pan-Hellenic Council, NPHC. National Urban League, NUL. Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. Thurgood Marshall College Fund. United Negro College Fund, UNCF. Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, UNIACL. Sports. Negro League Baseball. Baseball Color Line. Black players in professional American football. Black NFL quarterbacks. Black players in ice hockey: Muhammad Ali, Arthur Ashe, Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, Serena Williams. Athletic associations and conferences: Central, CIA, Mideastern, MEek, Southern, SHAC, Southwestern, SWAC. Ethnic subdivisions: by African descent: Fula, Gullah, Igbo, Yoruba, Alabama Creole. Black Indians, Black Seminoles, Cherokee Freedmen controversy: Choctaw Freedmen, Creek Freedmen. Black Southerners, Blaxicans, Great Dismal Swamp Maroons, Louisiana Creole. Of color: Melangen. Demographics: Neighborhoods. List: U.S. cities with large populations. 2000 majorities. 2010 majorities. Metropolitan areas. States and territories: Illinois, Ohio, South Dakota. Languages: Afro-Seminole Creole, American Sign, Black American Sign, English, American English, African American English, African American Vernacular English. Social context: Gullah, Louisiana Creole. By state /city: Alabama, Arkansas, California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Cleveland, Florida, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Georgia, Atlanta, Hawaii, Illinois, Chicago, Indiana, Iowa, Davenport, Kansas, Kentucky, Lexington, Louisiana, Maryland, Baltimore, Massachusetts, Boston, Michigan, Detroit, Mississippi, Nebraska, Omaha, New Jersey, New York, New York City, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Austin, Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia. Diaspora: Africa, Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, America, Canada, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, Israel, Europe, France. Lists: African Americans, activists, actors, astronauts, billionaires, journalists, jurists, mathematicians, Republicans, singers, sportspeople, Spingarn Medal winners, U.S. Cabinet members, U.S. representatives, U.S. senators, visual artists, writers, African American firsts, mayors, sports firsts, U.S. state firsts, historic places, index of related articles, landmark African American legislation, lynching victims, monuments, neighborhoods, topics related to the African diaspora. Category: United States Portal. Show: V. T. E. African Diaspora. Geography: Americas / Latin America, Caribbean, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, Bahamas, Barbados, Bermuda, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Arera, Cape Verdean, Gangalongoba, Curaçao, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Cocolo, Samana Americans, Grenada, Haiti, Marabou, Maror, Jamaica, Coromantee, Igbo, Jamaican Maroons, Puerto Rico, Saint Kitts and Nevis, Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Garifuna, Trinidad and Tobago, Douglas people, Moroccans, Turks and Caicos Islands, Central America, Belize, Garifuna, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Miskito people, Miskito Sambu, Nicaragua, Panama, Cimarron, North America, Canada, African Americans, Black Mennonites, Indigenous Black Canadians, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Ontario, African immigrants, Mexico, Mascogos, United States, African Americans, Afro-Latians, African American Jews, Alabama Creoles, Black Mennonites, Black Southerners, Black Hispanic, Black Indians / Freedmen, Cherokee Freedmen, Chickasaw Freedmen, Choctaw Freedmen, Creek Freedmen, Seminole Freedmen, Creoles of Color, Gullah, Brass Ankles, Chestnut Ridge People, Dominicas, Fulani, Garifuna, Igbo, Louisiana Redbones, Lumbee, Melungeons, Somali Bantus, Yoruba, African immigrants, South America, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Calangas, Maycombo, Quilombola, Chile, Colombia, Razel, Ecuador, French Guiana, Alacu, Ndeuka, Saramacca, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Quinty, Matawai, Ndeuka, Paramarican, Saramacca, Uruguay, Venezuela, Europe, Blacks, Abkhazia, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Paris, Germany, Greece, Blacks, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Cambridge, Liverpool, London, Scotland, Wales, Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Ethiopian Israelis, Sudanese refugees, Jordan, Oman, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Turkey, Africans, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Asia and Oceania, Australia, China, Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Afro-Asians in South Asia, India and Pakistan. Sidai. Incarnate Ka. Indonesia. Black Dutchman. Mardijka. Japan. Malaysia. New Zealand. Sri Lanka. Kaffirs. Atlantic. Saint Helena. Secondary. Afro-American. Diaspora. Africa. Ghana. African Americans. Tabom. Liberia. Americo-Liberians. Nigeria. Afro-Brazilians. Sero. Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone Creole. Europe. France. African Americans. Haitians. United Kingdom. African Americans. Afro-Caribbean people. British Jamaicans. Asia and Oceania. Israel. African Hebrew Israelites. Japan. Related topics. African diaspora religions. Anti-African sentiment. Anti-black racism. Atlantic slave trade. Koromanti. Igbo. Congo. Taika. Yoruba. Black Lives Matter. Black Power. Civil Rights Movement. Creole peoples. Genetic history. Maroons. Pan-Africanism. Slavery. Reparations. Category. Commons. Retrieved from https://en.wikipedia.org/w/index.php =black_Catholicism olded =12478502245. Categories. African American Roman Catholicism. African American Christianity. Catholicism in the United States. Religion in the United States. African Americans and religion. African American history of Washington, D.C. African American history in Baltimore. African American history in the southern United States. African American history of Louisiana. African American history of Missouri. African American history of New York State. African American history of California. African American history in Detroit. African American history in Atlanta. African American history between emancipation and the Civil Rights Movement. Folk Christianity. Catholic liturgy. Catholic spirituality. Catholic Church in the United States. Religion in North America. Western Christianity. African American history in Los Angeles. African American history of Maryland. African American history in New Orleans. African American history of Illinois. African American history in New York City. African American history of Florida. African American history in Philadelphia. African American history of Virginia. Folk Catholicism. Christian worship and liturgy. History of Catholicism in the United States. Catholicism in North America. Christianity in the United States. Christianity in North America. African American culture. Hidden categories. CS1 maint, multiple names, authors list. CS1 maint, location missing publisher. CS1 errors, periodical ignored. Articles with short description. Short description is different from Wikidata. Use MDY dates from October 2021. Articles needing additional references from April 2023. All articles needing additional references. Wikipedia articles needing clarification from December 2021. This page was last edited on the 26th of September, 2024, at 10:27 UTC. Text is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 license. Additional terms may apply. By using this site, you agree to the terms of use and privacy policy. Wikipedia registered trademark symbol is a registered trademark of the Wikimedia Foundation, Inc., a non-profit organization. Privacy policy. About Wikipedia. Disclaimers. Contact Wikipedia. Code of conduct. Developers. Statistics. Cookie statement. Mobile view. Edit preview settings. Sign in to access your highlights. Login /sign up. Drop here.